what's up my honey bunnies, and welcome back to the Cruelty Free Vanity. For today's video, I am finally going to show you guys my beauty room. This is the room where I film, so it's pretty much my beauty room, my filming room, my office, my oasis. It's our dog's room. We use the closets for storage. It is pretty much an all-purpose room, and this room recently got a makeover, so I wanted to come and show you guys what it looks like now. So in today's video, I am going to show you guys the whole process and everything that was done to the room. And just as a heads up, pretty much everything in this room is either from Ross, Marshalls, Home Goods, or TJ Maxx. So not a lot of things I'm going to be able to link down below for you guys to get it if you like it, but this is mostly to kind of like show you guys an inspo. I went for a more airy, more minimalistic, lots of plants. My room is not completely done. I still want to add a few pieces here and there. I did buy some hanging macrame pot holders, ones that hang from the ceiling and you can just put your pot. I do have 2 of those, so I do have to install those, but I haven't found the right pot for those hangers, so I still haven't hanged them, but I will. It used to look so different compared to now, and I freaking love the way it looks now. It just looks so amazing, obviously, in my opinion. But hopefully you guys like this video. If you guys do, please give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye guys. Here is the before footage of the beauty room. The main reason why we decided to remodel this room was to do the floors, because the floors were really messed up. Our dogs pretty much destroyed the floor. As you can see in this little area, our Yorkie was pretty much peeing in this little area right there for a few years. It was really hard to potty train him, so we thought that by sanding the floors, it would, you know, kind of fix that problem with his peeing in the house, and it actually did. And this is pretty much what the room looked like when it was almost empty. I took everything out so that they can start sanding the floors. And here I'm showing you guys more of the damage that the dogs did to the floor. They would scratch, chew on the wood. And yeah, so it was just a lot of damage. And honestly, I just wasn't liking the red oak. I wanted something darker for the floors. So the remodel started with the sanding of the floors. So with that, they needed to remove the floorboards so they can sand them and paint them as well. They covered everything up with plastic so that not a lot of sand goes everywhere. Well, I mean the dust. So the dust doesn't go everywhere. So it's really good to cover everything. And here I'm showing you guys the machines that they use. These were rented from Home Depot. And right here, they're just wrapping all of the floorboards so they can keep them together and you don't lose anything. My wife also covered the entry to this room so that the dust can stay only in that room. It did help, but there was still a lot of dust everywhere in the hallway, in the stairs, in other rooms. So in this footage, I'm showing you guys the sanding process. So there was 2 sanders that were used. One that you use walking, and then another one that's kind of like a handheld one. And obviously the one that you use walking was faster. I think the handheld one, the one I'm showing right now, I think that one's supposed to get into the spaces or crevices that the standing sander doesn't get. Sanding the floors is what took the longest, and that's because it's not just one time that you sand it and that's it. You have to go back with different grits to kind of like polish it and smooth it out. So it took a long time. And this is what the floors look like after the sanding was done. The floors felt so smooth and it looked really good. In this footage, I'm showing you guys what everything looked like after everything was sanded. The floorboards, the floor, the window sills, every piece of wood was sanded and repainted. My favorite part of the whole remodel, besides decorating it, of course, was the staining of the floors. I was so happy to see the floors become a rich, dark color. So I chose an Expresso color, I think. And I should have gone for ebony because ebony is way darker than Expresso. But regardless, the floors look amazing. And the point was that I wanted them darker, and that is exactly what I got. There were 2 layers of stain added to the floor, and then it was sealed with a product. It kind of just looked like a glossy, clear type of varnish. I don't know what it was called, but it is pretty much to seal the floor, and this is what it looks like. Once the floors were dried and finished, it was covered with a canvas fabric to protect it from the paint. So they started painting After all of the painting was done, my wife started to install the new light fixtures. The old ones were just not great. I felt like it just pretty much gave a spotlight and I needed something better that gave me better lighting. The lighting in this room is also one of my favorites because I get better lighting and it's better for my videos. But the lighting that I show you guys in this video right now are the ones that we chose in the beginning. But then we realized that the lighting was a little too yellow. So we went for the daylight from the same brand, which is daylight instead of the soft white. So this is what the room looked like after it was finished. This is an empty room. And at first I was freaking out because I didn't really like the way the color on the walls were showing up. It kind of just looked too bright and I wanted something softer. But once I put all of the furniture in and everything, it just got softer. So I decided to just keep it. All right, guys, so this is what my room looks like now after I decorated it. I am in love with everything in this room. I love how everything looks. So this is what it looks like once you enter the room. Just kind of give you guys a little overview first. And of course, here's Behr to say hi to you guys. All right, so I'm going to start off with the office part of the room. It's just basically a desk that I DIY'd. I do have a video on that, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll link it down below or somewhere on the screen. But I pretty much refinished an antique vanity and I turned it into my desk and I just repainted it and added new knobs, and that is what it looks like now. On my desk, I pretty much have a plant. This is a Pothos, I believe it's called. I really love this type of plant because it grows really big and wild. On the other side, I have a candle holder and it's pretty much made out of rose quartz. I have a jewelry holder and a perfume from Pacifica. In the corner of this room, I do have some hanging terrariums that I did myself. So these are DIYs and I also installed them myself. So I did do this on my Instagram story. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably saw me making these and I showed you guys how to make them and also how to install them. I am absolutely in love with the way these terrariums came out, and these are very easy to make and you can just search on the internet how to make these and how to install them. All right, so for my desk chair, it was very hard to find a chair that I really loved, and at first I wanted a white chair with gold details, but I couldn't find it and the ones that I did find were very expensive. So I found this one at Home Goods for less than $70. This one's more like a metallic with a little bit of chrome and I really love it. It's comfortable. Right next to my desk, I also have a mirror that I got at Ross for less than $20 and I really love this one, but I do want something wider and bigger. All right, so very quickly, let me go through my drawers. I pretty much have a lot of office supplies, pens, you know, just all that type of office stuff. And then my second drawer, I have more office stuff, more stamps. I have my bullet journal and stuff like that. The last drawer, I have all of my candles and essential oils. On the other side of my desk, I have 3 more drawers. The first one has all of my hair products, just, you know, styling products, hair perfumes, scrunchies, headbands, anything for my hair. And then the second drawer, I have more hair products like my styling tools, my hair brushes. In my last drawer, I have all of my nail products, my nail polishes, nail tools, just everything for nails. And that's pretty much all I have in my desk at the moment. I just realized when I was editing that I didn't show you the middle drawer, but I basically have more office supplies and I also keep my perfumes in there as well. On this side, I have my makeup collection, which if you guys have not watched my video on that, I'll link it down below. And then I also have this little caddy where I have skincare. I put my dirty makeup brushes on there. I have a little plant. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have on this little caddy. It is more like a rolling caddy and I found it at Ross for like $10, so it was a steal. On the other corner of this room, I have a beautiful plant. I will put the name of the plant on the screen because I don't remember right now, but I got it, I think, at Home Depot. And then I also found that pot at Home Goods. And that little stand is from Home Depot. It was like less than $20. So the curtains I found at Target for less than $5 each. And I really like them. They're very drapey. They're very sheer, something that can just diffuse the lighting. Really love the curtains. I will link them down below because they're very easy to find. All right, so now I have my bookcase. So this is where I have more stones, books, and just little knickknacks, I guess. On the top of the bookcase, I do have a lot of stones. I love gemstones and crystals and all that stuff. I do believe in their properties, or their healing properties, I should say. So I do have this little triangle shelf that I got at I think it was an art fair or a crafts fair. I forgot the name of the company who makes it, but they're very easy to find. You can find them on Etsy as well. Then I have this wooden jewelry holder where I just have some of my favorite necklaces. This one I found at Home Goods. I also have a terrarium. This is a succulent terrarium, and I also made this myself with some of my friends. And I repurposed this bottle. This used to be a facial mist from Evan Healy, but I love the message. I really love the mister, so I turned it into a plant mister. So that is what I pretty much mist my plants with in my terrariums and stuff like that. And it just helps my plants grow. And just to quickly go over my little stones, at least the bigger ones, this blue one is a lapis lazuli. This one right here is a smoky quartz. This one, I think it's called selenite, I think, but I might be wrong. I forgot. And then the big one behind it is actually a bookshelf, or not a bookshelf, like a book holder. And this is pretty much an agate, like a blue agate. It's so beautiful. I love stones, period. Right below the top, I have my books. These are some of my favorite books that I have read. And then I also have another, like a blue agate book holder. And I also have another plant mister that I found at Home Goods. Right below that, I do have more books with more stones and some teddy bears that were given to me by my wife. So I really treasure those. And yeah, that is pretty much all I have. A lot of books, a lot of stones. I love stones. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that in that video, but yeah, so that is pretty much what I have in my bookcase. On the bottom shelf, I do have a frame that just says "You got this," and I did DIY it myself. I just spray painted it gold, and I also have a pink Himalayan salt lamp. Right next to the bookshelf on the bottom, I do have this very beautiful, peaceful, resting statue. I just love it. I feel like every time I look at it, it just makes me take a deep breath. On the other side, I do have a vase with some water and a little bit of fern leaves. I got this one from outside from the neighbor's plant, but I love ferns. Behind the bookcase, I do have my filming table. This is pretty much what I use. And every time I film, I take it out, but when I'm not filming, I keep it stored away. All right, so moving on to this area, this is pretty much my photo shoot area. I have this little furniture that I also DIY'd myself. I refinished it and painted it and just made it my own. So I pretty much have a lot of my camera equipment, like my tripods, headphones, batteries, memory sticks, and all that stuff. On the bottom, I do have some backgrounds that I use for my photos. I do pretty much use tiles. All right, so moving over to one of my favorite corners. This is pretty much where I film now. I have a hanging wall thingy. I think it's called a macrame dream catcher. And then I also have these triangle shelves that my wife and I made. I did find the instructions on a website, and I'll link it down below so you guys can check that out if you guys want to make these as well. But they're pretty easy. So I just turned them into some shelves, and I added some plants, some stones, some candles, just make it pretty. And this beautiful plant is called a neon Pothos or Pothos. And it's pretty much the same plant that's on top of my desk, but in different color. So I pretty much just put it inside the shelf so it can grow draping down from the shelf. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I have on this little shelves. I really love the way they came out. All right, so I do gotta show you guys this magical stone because it's so freaking beautiful. It's one of my favorite stones ever. It's called a labradorite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's so magical. It has so many colors. I just love it so much. So pretty, and it has a lot of healing properties as well. And the hanging macrame dream catcher, I did find this at Ross for less than $12. So I always recommend these type of stores like Ross, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Marshalls, because they do have a lot of home decor pieces at a cheaper price. And that is pretty much it, guys. This is my beauty room tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the process of the remodel. I gotta say a huge thanks to my wife for making this happen. I love you so much, and I love my room so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it.